What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 here for another Hot Toys video review. This time it's the controversial one. It's the Darth Vader Hot Toys movie masterpiece series. This guy's a bit expensive and controversial in the sense that everyone hates it. I mean, I know for so many reasons. Tedious, it's really hard to work with, but overall he's pretty okay. You know, as far as the box, they follow the same pattern, monochromatic box. I actually like it. It's pretty simple. This is from the movie A New Hope, and I know there's several versions of Darth Vader. There's 3 movies that's him in there, but honestly, you can work with one. I think the only difference is, you know, there's some little minor changes on his either helmet or the way he dresses up, but at the end of the day, it's Darth Vader. He has a lightsaber. That's all you need. There's really not much to work with there. And as far as the box, like I said, it's a pretty big figure, and also he comes with some accessories. So one big one. So his box is a little bit bigger than a normal MMS figure, although not as big as those 2 packs. He also is a bit expensive. He's kind of like dwindling around the die-cast price, even though he's not really die-cast. You know, if you buy an Iron Man that's die-cast, you're looking at around 300. He's normally priced at $299 his MSRP, but he's pretty much okay. You know, as I've mentioned, that's the instructions. You need it, you know, especially for installing the batteries. He comes with a bunch of hands, which I'm really happy, you know, because he has several hands, and it has a Velcro on top, so that is what you're gonna do when you're trying to put on his glove, and you'll see it right there. That's the Velcro. A pretty nice touch, by the way. And the details, as far as I'm concerned, it looks pretty good, you know, right there. Looks really nice. He, like I said, several parts of hands, and also he does have this lightsaber. I don't know what you call it, if it's like retracted. You know, I'm not a big Star Wars, you know, geek or nerd, so there you go. And nice paint details on the bottom right there. I actually just started watching Star Wars again. You know, I've seen it when I was younger, never really liked it, and I figured as an adult maybe my feelings would change. It did, you know. I kind of appreciated it more watching it now as an adult, but still, I'm not the greatest fan. I'll collect it, you know. There's nothing more iconic than Star Wars, but, you know, I'm not going to be hardcore about it. And those are one of his, you know, you're going to insert this in his droid, I guess his interrogation droid. Not sure what they do or what they're for. Yes, I rewatched A New Hope. Never really used them, but you know, it was there. This looks some sort of an injection, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that. There's some markings in there. Yeah, I know when they had Princess Leia, they took out the interrogation droid and, you know, busted out all these gadgets. I'm assuming that's for to torture you. And one of the, I guess, selling piece of Star Wars figures, and this is my first one. I pre-ordered the other ones. I know I missed them. They sold out, but they reissued them. But yeah, the light-up lightsaber on their hand, looks pretty cool. You know, I like the idea of this one. You can't remove the hands. Don't remove the hands, because, you know, that's the entire purpose of this being light up. So what you do is you turn this on, and pretty nice looking lightsaber right there. You know, it's pretty bright. It's not all the way bright because the light is coming from the bottom and the light has to travel some distance, but I like it. You know, it gets the job done. Hopefully in the future you don't really need to switch out hands, but for now I think it'll do. And the Darth Vader stand, pretty nice. You can see some rust, and this one's removable, so if you want to stack up the stands, you could. So you can just, you know, it shows on the instruction manual as well, so you can kind of connect them all together, you know, like in segments. So if you have, and I know it's different from the hero version. The hero version is in gray, from what I've seen in the reviews and whatnot. For the villains like Darth Vader, and if you have those troopers, they are red, and you can see it keeps on falling off. Nice touch right there. And the plastic base of it's kind of borderline embarrassing. Why would you give us a plastic base? Come on, man. Give us at least something more concrete, kind of like what the Crow has on the Crow. And I know it's a bigger version, but come on, don't use plastic. And I'm not talking about like plastic as in like a toy plastic. It's kind of like the material that they use for a cardboard box, like the inlay, that sort of plastic. Yeah. And I've seen somebody in YouTube, I don't know if it's modified or if it's just After Effects, but this one lights up. So I wish they would have done the same thing, although I'm assuming that would be more expensive, but it looks really cool. The one that I saw on YouTube, I forgot what link it was, but I guess he modified this and made it a bit more light up. It's pretty cool. But this one, you can see it's all dressed up with all the gadgets and accessories that it comes with. Pretty cool looking. Nice diorama, so to speak. If you have Vader and just having him, I mean, he can stand on the same base as Vader, so you don't really need the plastic, but it's gonna be real tight though. I don't know if you want something like that. It's gonna be real tight unless you have Vader 1 foot on that, but I wouldn't, but yep, looks good right there and perfect. So now Darth Vader, aesthetically, he looks great. Okay, I wouldn't use great. I would say he looks okay. Tunic, the belt is a problem. I broke mine. It doesn't say on the instruction how to remove them, and I know I'm not the only one having trouble. I did break the belt, but I did glue it together, so it's okay now. Nothing that you can't fix, but it's annoying. It's definitely annoying. Turn him around. He does have the cape is at least nice this time. It doesn't have it drapes nicely. But the tunic, it does have a wire. I have no idea why, but as you can see there, the material that they used for his overalls it's nice. As you can see there, that's the Velcro. So you just put them together there. But still, I think over time you don't want to pose him in extreme poses like arms bending. I mean, you can do that to take picture, but other than that, I would put him on this kind of pose, because I don't know, I just feel like it's gonna deteriorate over time. By over time, I mean in a couple of years, if you do some extreme poses. Not even extreme poses, just his hand moving up. And also on the belt, it's really flimsy. It's just not a good material. I don't know what Hot Toys were thinking. So if I were you, if I was gonna buy a Vader, and I got this from a trade, I'd buy from Sideshow or Big Bad Toy Store, because the odds are you're gonna break the belt. It's just poorly made, and Hot Toys customer service is just plain awful. I'm so glad that they have Sideshow to back them up, because them as a company, they are awful when it comes to customer service. Try emailing them, try contacting them. I did try, because I was trying to get another belt, but if you didn't get it through first party, which if you did, there's no point in going to them. The reason why you're going, I mean, it's a Sideshow product, and I was willing to pay for it. But they just refuse to help you out in any way, shape or form. That is the hook where you're gonna put the lightsaber. But yeah, their customer service is just plain awful. I hope one day somebody just gives them a run for their money, and I hope Blitzway or 3-0 makes good enough product, because I don't know how their customer service are, but at the same time, it's just awful dealing with Sideshow. I mean, not Sideshow. Sideshow is amazing. I mean, Hot Toys. It's plain. I know some people had troubles with their Spider-Man before and contacting them. If you bought them on eBay or through a third party, I mean, you know it's a Hot Toys product. I mean, they're asking for receipts and all that. I mean, who else does this? This high-end products. Just you guys. I don't know. I don't get it, but here you go. Darth Vader head sculpt, pretty nice. Now talking about the price, this is my rule when you're buying a Hot Toys product. If they don't come with a head sculpt, they shouldn't be the same price as somebody with a head sculpt. For example, let's say Man of Steel, because I mean, first and foremost, there's no likeness there. If somebody can recreate this type of head sculpt, let's say a Hasbro or anyone, the paint application is really not that hard, I'm assuming, compared to, I mean, you can see there's some scratches there in his neck piece. And look at that thingy right there. I mean, they can't afford a real metal made of plastic. It's $300, Hot Toys, $300. Provide us with a top quality belt at least. Something that's not gonna break, or at least, something metal. Trying to create, movie accuracy here. You can see the head sculpt is great. It's good. I mean, what else can you ask for? It's Darth Vader. I mean, unless you're really paying attention to the details, I guess. It's like, oh, the tusk looks fantastic, but I mean, Sideshow makes the same Vader, and in my opinion, they look the same. I just happen to don't like Sideshow products, and I wasn't into Star Wars altogether, so I wasn't really paying attention to any Star Wars that Sideshow was making back then. But judging from it now, they have their, I guess it's the deluxe version where it has a removable helmet with a head sculpt underneath. You can make the argument that has a better value than this guy, because yes, it does have the voice functionality, but by now you already know what's going on with that. It's a pain in the ass. It's a flawed design. It's a horrible design to be able to remove everything, put it back together. I have no idea what Hot Toys were thinking when they made that. I was like, okay, this is a great idea. I mean, I understand, okay, you hide it all the way in the back, but for the switch to die after 10 minutes and you have to switch it back on and off, otherwise you gotta remove the batteries, install it again, that's just a horrible idea, Hot Toys. Just I don't know. In a sense, aesthetic wise, it's a great looking figure, don't get me wrong. It looks beautiful, but at the same time, it's just Darth Vader. I mean, he's not that complicated. He dresses in black. It's not like Obi-Wan where his costume looks great, head sculpt looks spot on. This guy is huge with apparently a voice functionality that doesn't really work, a belt that's kind of flimsy. So it's hard to recommend this to anyone. But if you are a big, I guess Star Wars fan, he is a must-have because he is Star Wars. He's basically the lead role in Star Wars. The Star Wars universe itself is a pretty big universe. So if you're a completionist, good luck with that. And if you're trying to get everything Hot Toys, I don't know. It's going to be an expensive hobby for you. But as far as this Vader is concerned, outside of the belt and also the voice functionality, and I would say the price, this should have been $250. I'm sorry, but I think we paid an extra because of the voice functionality that is just plain useless. And I think that's where the money went. I think they developed a new body that you're going to put batteries inside, you're going to put the voice, but it failed massively. I think they're trying to save on battery life. That's why they did that. But I guess the voice box should have been in the voice box, in the gadget in his chest. They failed to capitalize on that, and they have 2 more chances to make a new Vader, and I'm sure the 2 new ones are gonna have a better, better functionality, or they can just remove it altogether and make the price a little bit lower, not charge them $299, and that's pretty much it. It's a nice figure. You can't be more iconic than Star Wars, especially Darth Vader. My wife doesn't even know Star Wars, and she knows all the characters, so that gives you an idea how big Star Wars universe is. She hasn't seen a single movie, but she knows who C-3PO is. Star Wars is forever. It's just this movie, this franchise came out a few years ago, like 30 years ago or something like that, and it's still ongoing. The saga still continues, so it's not gonna go away. You can't get any more iconic than Darth Vader. And if you do get him, if you have the money, buy 2 more troopers right next to him, and you can stop right there. But in my case, I think I'm gonna go all the way. Not gonna go deep in it, but at least the major characters: Chewbacca, Han Solo, Luke, and maybe Leia. And also, Obi-Wan. You only have one chance to get Obi-Wan, so A New Hope. That's it. Get him. And that's pretty much it. But as far as if you are just an avid collector, doesn't really care about Star Wars, you're in a Marvel kind of thingy, I would just wait, for a second Vader. It's inevitable. A new Vader is gonna come out, perhaps with no voice functionality and maybe a bit cheaper, and that's the only reason why I would wait. But other than that, he's okay. He's not bad. He's not a horrible figure. It's just the decision that Hot Toys made was just questionable on this figure, especially the voice box. But yeah, thank you for watching. Until next time.